my doctors, you saved my life. You saved me from the exact thing that killed my mother. My name is Christopher Atwood, and about 2 years ago, I was treated for a stroke at Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in New Brunswick. I do remember I just felt differently. Like my body felt differently that day. There felt like a pressure on my outside skin that I've never experienced before. I knew I had to go see someone else besides just sleeping this off. So I called my best friend, John, to take me to the hospital.
So I took him to the nearest hospital, and then, it took us a while to get in, and they just tried to manage his blood pressure.
They kind of give me some medicine, and obviously this part is a little blurry, but they give me medicine and send me home. I kind of remember leaving the other hospital, and then after that part I don't remember until 2 weeks later.
So I kept monitoring, his blood pressure kept creeping up, and it was like 220 over 150. And I'm like, this isn't good. So I called a couple people.
They all came to the consensus to send me to Robert Wood Johnson instead.
Everybody that I spoke to said, take him to Robert Wood, take him to Robert Wood.
So he was brought into the hospital, and because he had weakness on his right side, we were naturally a little bit concerned in the setting of his very, very high blood pressure that he might have had a stroke, even though it's very unusual for somebody of his age. In his case, we found that he had something called an intracerebral hemorrhage, or a bleed in the brain.
I was so close, and I got brought back, So, by some people that don't even know who I am.
Any type of bleeding in the brain can, within a few minutes to a few hours, worsen, and especially when we're concerned about having also increased pressures inside of the head, that can be something that becomes very dangerous within a few minutes. So it's very important to act as soon as we have the diagnosis.
It's been important for me to be able to thank the people that gave me this positivity in life. So thank you. I was grateful that I had the opportunity to visit Robert Wood Johnson and visit the team that helped save my life.
He had a procedure which is called an EVD, which stands for external ventricular drain, where a small hole is drilled in the skull, and they place a catheter, a tube, that goes into those fluid spaces to allow us to relieve some of the pressure by letting some of the fluid drain out. And also in his case, we put some blood thinner medications inside of the head to try to clear up the blood that was plugging the drainage.
It was interesting them taking the time just to explain to me what happened, and I have more clarity as to why I have a bump in my head. But also, the main reason why I went was to go there and thank them.
This is like one of those things that is just extremely rewarding to be able to see somebody come in basically normal after seeing him in his first moments.
Your brain's definitely normal.
Physically, I think he's in better shape now than he ever was.
I started hiking, which sounds so trivial, but going hiking showed me the beauty of the world. It really did, and it really did open up my perspective. After having a stroke, it was by far the biggest blessing in my life, which is wild to say. It showed me the graciousness of people. It showed me the beauty of life. It showed me just how to be happy just for the moment right now.